make a sambar in Sam's way. I have the dal. It's around 4 muthi in my hand. I do not know what's the exact measure. Maybe 4 spoons in this big tablespoon. So the first step is to wash the dal. So this is 3 types of dal. I generally use 3 types of dal. So this is harar ka dal, or the other name is Tuhar Dal. In Odia we call it as Harada Dali. Harada Dali. Harada. See it has a nice flow to the tongue. It can be used as a tongue twister. So the harar ka dal is actually in Odia is called as Harada Dali. Okay, so Harada Dali, and then moong ka dal. Which is so these are all my mixed dal in this. So you can see the red dal is the what was that, masoor dal, right? So the red dal is the masoor dal, then yellow is the small moong, and then there is the tuhar dal. So that means muga dali, harada dali, and masoor dali. So dali in Odia is dal. So that's why it's dali, and moong is muga, har is harada, or tuar is harada, and masoor is masura. So we do not put stress in the last word, we just leave it softly, masoor dal. So right, so I had soaked them for 30 minutes after washing, and then I have boiled it with very less water. I put a little bit of oil into it so that it do not jump the whistle and spread all over. That helps. And I do not give too much of water. And then I have added salt and haldi into this. So now this is boiled. So now I have kept all this vegetable to go in my sambar. So it is 1 small onion cut in middle 4 halves, and then little bit of gawar fali or guara in Odia. They were there, so I just using little bit, nothing hard. Then half of muli cut in these big pieces. Then 1 drumstick, sajana chui. In Odia we call it sajana chui. In Telugu they call it munakkai, and in Hindi they call it sajan. I don't know what they call it. And in English it is drumstick. So 1 drumstick and some piece of pumpkins. So pumpkins are very good addition to the sambar because it will give body to the sambar. Along with the dal, this will also get mixed fully and it will give nice body to it. So with that, so now that it is, and then I have soaked this this is tamarind. So I have soaked a small lemon sized tamarind in water. So now to this I will add a bunch of curry leaves, because when they get boiled it will have very nice flavor to my sambar. And then I will add these big onions. I will add 4 to 5 green chilies. I'll just slice from the end little bit. I want them to go straight because while cooking and boiling they will automatically be spreading. So I'm just slicing them at the bottom a little bit into 2 pieces so that the spiciness gets spread up when it is boiling. And then all the 5 green chilies, 5 or 6 green chilies I put. Now I put my gawar fali, little bit of gawar fali which I had. Then this half of muli. With muli you will get very nice flavor to your sambar. And then I add my pumpkins, and I add my drumsticks. I'm afraid it won't become too much, but actually this cooker is not sufficient for it. I will be taking them out to a bigger kadai, fiber out of this pulp. That's why. So I'm mixing this tamarind pulp, these fibers well, so that all the pulp come out, and then I will add that. So I will add this water to it. If you see, when I had boiled there was not much water, all the water has been soaked. So whatever water I am adding is adding now. Now also I add a little more water to this tamarind thing to add some more. So now also I will not give too much water because my cooker is small. I don't want to, because if you give more water they will all spread out, right? So I do not want that. So I washed my tamarind 2 times. I am going to wash it one more time. So I washed my tamarind close to 3 times now. There is nothing more coming out of these pulps anymore. So I will now give all that. So let me show you. So I mix it all. I'm not going to add more water. Whatever water I have to add, I will add them later. I adjusted my camera. So I added all that tamarind water, almost 3 cups of water I added. Now it is like this thick, but my sambar will not be this thick. Now to this I will add 1 tomato by cutting them into 4 pieces. One big, it's not extremely big, mid size only. Looks like my chaku is not that thread anymore. So I just cut them into 4 pieces, did not separate them, just leave it on the top. I already had put salt, so I am not going to add more salt, and I may give little more water at this moment. Little more water. It's almost leaving 1 inch from my thing. So later I will see if I have to add more salt or anything. So at this stage I am going to boil it up. Okay. So I will just put it in high for 1 minute. So not 1 minute. So I will just put it in high flame for 1 whistle, because these are vegetable. I do not want them to be overboiled. Just 1 whistle is enough. So after 1 whistle, I open the gas. Everything is well mixed. It's a bit thicker for a sambar, but like I said, I will be doing the seasoning in a bigger kadhai, so I will be adding water there. Right, so I mix it well. Everything is nicely boiled, nothing is overcooked. Like I can see my drumsticks are still intact. Normally if you overcook, they will become like pieces. So that's not the case. Even the onion, big pieces onions are there, and everything is looking good, and the pumpkins are also visible. But as and when we mix, they will slowly they will get mixed well. Even the Muli is also boiled properly. So everything looks fine. So now I will do the seasoning of this. So I'll take this out. So I'll take my I'm taking this jumbo kadhai for doing the sambar. I'm taking this flattened one. This is bigger than my cooker for sure. So I'll heat it. I'm adding some around 1 tablespoon of oil, or whatever little oil that you wish. It may not be 1 tablespoon, but yeah. So I am adding this any cooking oil that you eat. This one I am adding is the cold pressed peanut oil. So let it heat a bit. For my seasoning, I have taken hing, very important, and then some curry leaves, and little jeera, a little mustard, 2 big red chilies, and some coriander leaves being cut. So coriander leaves I will be adding at the last after mixing everything. So the oil is hot now. Into this I am adding the jeera seeds and the mustard seeds. So I am just giving the oil to that corner so that they get crackled faster. And in the other side I am adding the chilies, and in another side I am putting these leaves. Covering it a bit so that the crackling do not spread, the oil do not spread all over. Reducing the heat because the oil is already hot, so the crackling will continue for some time. At this stage I will add the hing to this oil. You can put good amount of hing. Actually hing is good for any dal sort of thing because they increases the consumption of the protein into your body by adding hing. So now I am mixing it a bit because the crackling is done. So my seasoning is done. Into this I will be adding my sambar. I will first add little. Add a little first, and then I can add the whole karai. Now I can add the whole karai. So be careful when you add it. So now I am going to add some boiled salted water into this while it is cooking. I use the same stove, I added water to this cooker only where I had boiled, and using the same stove for boiling the water because in the other one idli is making. So I did not wanted to disturb my idli because that's not good. So this water I added half teaspoon of salt to this. Again my dal had little less salt, so they can use some salt. So I added some salt to it, and then it's already boiling, so I'll take it out, bring my kadai back, and I will add this boiled water into it. Yeah, now it is of right consistency. So I'll mix it well. You can see it's not too runny. Now it will boil for some time and it will mix all these ingredients together. Automatically the consistency will be nice. And at this point what I will do is, like, I'm going to add the sambar powder. So I have this 24 mantra organic sambar powder. So I will be adding around 2 teaspoon of sambar powder to it. Yeah, that's enough. You can make it at home also. Earlier I had it at home. The one that I make it at home, I put little more amount. This one I put little less. The store bought one I put little less. So I have added around 2 teaspoon of sambar powder. I think I will add some chili powder also. Though I have 5 to 6 green chilies, these red chilies do not add any spiciness, but I want little more spicy. So I am going to add 1 teaspoon of red chili powder. Mix it well. I am going to let it boil in this open flame at low flow or medium flow for another 5 to 7 minutes because I want all the flavor to mix nicely. I'll make it medium because it's already full, and then once it starts bubbling, the dal will spread everywhere, right? It's already bubbling. I'll check the salt also. I'll take little bit, let it cool, and I'll check the salt whether it's good. Ideally it should be, but still. Seems to be fine. I do not want too much of salt. I'll wash my hand. Yeah, so it's all boiling. It's I can call it's the best sambar. You should also make it. It's very tasty. Actually, in Odisha, we do not make it much, but when my mother was here, this was her favorite most food. She just loved the little soury taste from the tamarind and the flavor of the flavor of sambar powder, muli, and all this. So in Odisha we make something called as dalma, which is similar. We add 4 or 5 types of vegetables into it, but there is and it has a special different type of masala. Like it, this one has sambar powder, that has a different kind of masala that goes. So we do, that is one dal with vegetables, that's called as dalma. So this is sambar, but that is dalma. So there is a story about this sambar in my childhood. So in my childhood, like I said, idli, sambar, they are not so much of staple food in Odisha. We used to think, I mean the way it is in south is very different. So we used to think idli, sambar is more of a South Indian food. So we do not find regularly in the shops, the tiffin shops and all. In the tiffin shops you will find aloo bara, aloo chop, all these items. Not sambar, dosa. These are not the things. And these days you will find, and they don't serve it with sambar. They serve it is guguni. Guguni is nothing but the aloo matar curry. Even though we get idli, it will be served with aloo matar curry, not with sambar in Odisha mostly. So when I was a very small kid, I was traveling by train, local train. So my dad get us idli sambar to eat, and up to then I was as a child, I generally do not ask question, or I believe when we are child, asking too many questions are not encouraged by our parents in those days, by elders. So I generally do not ask questions, so I just hear certain stuff and I try to relate them with the events that's happening around, right? That's how I learned the stuff. So in childhood I knew there is a animal called as sambar, which is like a heron only, like a deer. There is a sambar animal. So it was always in my mind that this idli sambar will have that animal's meat in it. So sambar meat will be there. So that day when my dad he brought all that sambar idli plate at the railway station, and there was no vegetable or anything. It was just plain. I don't know if it is dal or not. It was some watery sort of stuff. There was nothing there in that, not even, and maybe one or two tomato or not, I don't remember. But there was no vegetable at all. So I was searching throughout where is the sambar meat in this sambar, and I do not know up to what age I carried that myth in my mind. I thought, yeah, in Odisha it's not good. Maybe it is there because it's at a railway station. It is all mixed up, and we rarely find the meat. But yeah, that's how I lived all my life. Sambar was never a part of our recipe ever, even at home or anywhere, or in restaurants or anywhere. And then in 1998, I came to Hyderabad. That's when I first came to Hyderabad, landed in Hyderabad. So that is when I got the real meaning of sambar. So yeah, so probably I carried all these years of my life, I carried this myth that the sambar is actually a sambar having the animal meat of sambar. Super big myth. Yeah. So this seems to be all boiled up, almost 5 minutes or so. I'm not planning to boil anymore. The vegetables are all looking in their place. They are not totally mixed up. And this one seems to be the flavor, idli flavor has, so here the idli flavor has already started coming. I'm going to lower the heat because I do not want to get it burnt, but I do not want to remove it also early. But it is almost 15 minutes. So 15-20 minutes is maximum that you have to cook your idli. And this one is all, so the idli, the sambar is already boiling. At this stage I am planning to add the dhania leaves that I had cut and kept. Alright, oh, it's become hot. Oops. Let's see if I can take it out. Alright, I could. So this is very hot. Alright, so my dhania is mixed. Now I will stop my gas and let the dhania flavor get mixed into the sambar. Alright. So आप भी बनाइए ऐसा सांबर अपने घर में. It gets done with so less ingredients, and there are a lot of other vegetables that go with this. Capsicum also go well, lauki also go well, and dosakai go well. There are few vegetables that goes with sambar. Even some people add carrot, that also goes well. Like I added pumpkin, some people add carrot. So आप भी बनाइए और खाइए, और मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कीजिए अगर नहीं किया है तो. डू एनकरेज मी, डू गिव मी likes and comments, and see you in the next video. Bye.